So I have placed as high as 7th at a CrossFit Games event. I did place 4th one year, but I would consider that pre-CrossFit Games, because it was at the Aromas Ranch. And in those years when I was competing, I would have hours to train. You know, I lived in the gym, I coached in the gym all day, and then I would train a couple hours a day with all of my good friends. It was a fantastic time in life, and I wouldn't trade my experience for anything. But I am no longer in that time and space where I can just invest all of my effort into working on my physicality. I'm coming up on 40 years old now. I've been doing CrossFit for 20 years. And the reason I continue to do it is not because it's what I know, it's just because I want to do the thing that's going to give me the most amount of effect from the least amount of time doing it. I don't want to spend time training. I don't want to spend time pretending to stress my body, which is what training is. It's fake stress. You don't need to be doing it, you're doing it by choice. I would say real stress when it comes to physicality is like doing manual labor. Tending a field, you know, picking from an orchard, carrying your kids up a hill. Those are real stressors because they're necessary, whereas training is not necessary, it's made up. So I want to spend the least amount of time doing it. I would even say playing games is more fun, where you go out and you throw down in some sort of a sport like beach volleyball, or you go and surfing or whatever it is. So I want to spend as little time training as possible, which means I have to do the program that gives me the most amount of effect for the least amount of time spent doing it. The effect that I want from training is to live a higher quality of life. And so I need to do something that helps me do that to the best of my ability. Higher quality of life to me is not looking good naked. Higher quality of life is being capable. So I need to do things that take my body through a full range of motion. I need to do things that challenge my energy systems in all different ways. And I need to do things that force me under tension so that my body responds by either maintaining muscle that I have or putting on new muscle if I'm eating well and the tension is great enough. Right now in my life, the thing that I've found the best for this is I've been doing street parking. I've been doing it for like 7 months now. And Miranda's always been a great programmer. I've known that for a very long time. I have, I created a little alias account that didn't have my name associated with it and signed up and just started paying for it and doing it. And it's one of the few things that I've stuck with for a good 7 months now. And how I use it, some days I'm able to get the full session in. There's like a warm up every day and all the pieces. Other days I use the workout and the first couple rounds are going to be a warm up. And I just build from there because I don't have the time or desire to get super warm before I start anything. And I have no ego associated with not doing particularly well at the stuff that I'm doing. So let's take a workout like today. Today we have AMRAP, 3 minutes, 6 dumbbell hang squat cleans, 8 box jumps. So you AMRAP 3 minutes, as many rounds as possible, cycle through 6 dumbbell hang squat cleans, but down to the squat, and then 8 box jumps. Do that for 3 minutes, then it's 4 sets of that with a 1 minute rest in between sets. I'm probably gonna use these first set or 2 at lighter loads, maybe shorten the range of motion, and just start moving. I know I'm talking a lot on this camera, but I just wanna give you an example of what it means to train now that training is not my life. It just is something that I use to support the rest of my life. And it means that I can do something that's a lot less overall volume, a lot less overall time under tension, but still get a lot from it, both here and here. So I'll show you. I'm starting with 20s. I'm gonna pull out my box. Make sure I don't hit my head on the roof. By the way, this is one of the best home gym tools. And then I'm gonna start up some music. So dumbbell hang squat cleans and box jumps. I'm gonna start light. Just gonna move. Make sure I don't dome myself. Start my timer. It's going. Hang squat cleans. Oh, I'm going to start with them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah, something's interesting. Like when I start, my body these days, just from being so used in my life, is it takes a while to get warm. But I just don't have that time nor the desire to spend that time in the gym. So I often will do this where I use the first couple rounds to warm up. And if I'm feeling extra good, then I will do it a little bit where I warm up beforehand and then jump in. Or I might even, as I start to get a little bit more warm, like this run, I can even feel my knees feeling a little bit better. I'll just move a little bit faster, start to go a little bit heavier. 3, 4. Oh, 20-inch box to start. Oh, hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey. All right, one more minute. Maybe I'll try in between. 2. Nah, side's better. 3, 4, 5, 6. 30 seconds. Heavy breathing. All right. I got 10 seconds. I could do another one. Come on. Good job. All right. That's enough. Okay. Now I get a minute rest. So I can probably up the size of the box because I'm starting to get warm. Probably up the dumbbell weight too. Go up to 35s. Am I fully warm now? No. But am I warmer than I was? Yeah. I don't understand how people work out in shirts. I feel like they're just strangling me at all times. So, 340. All right, here we go. All right, go again. Dumbbell squat cleans are always a weird one. That's in my way. Because from a hang, in order for you to do them well, you can't really get a hip drive into them. They almost become like a curl. So I find myself struggling from the hang on dumbbells. That's higher. Didn't quite get another round in there. Yeah, those dumbbells become like a kettlebell swing / curl. Oh well, whatever. All right, 20 seconds. Now I'm warm. About 2 rounds in. 2 rounds to go. Box jumps are slow for me, which is funny if you know my history. All right, here we go. Again. Hey.
Finish that. Nice. All around. Now, I could probably go heavier on the dumbbells. This is fine though. Jump starting to warm up. Feel my back. Well, here's the interesting thing about working out. You start to feel things where you're weak or where you're tight. I'm feeling it in my low back, which means I'm a little weak in my low back, a little tight in my hips and glutes. But I only have one more round, and I'm under no serious load relative to me. So here we go. Last 3 minutes. And this is so much better than just not working out. Ideal? No. Better than nothing? Absolutely. So back at 0. About 5 or 6. Yeah, I didn't know. Oh, I went over. Hey. Well, I'm done. That's the thing. These days for me, it's about doing it. It's one of those things where I've loved the streets parking stuff specifically because I can always just do it. And the way you make it harder is always by going faster, going heavier, but it's always doable. And that's the important part for me. Anyway, that's all I got for today. And that's all I got. And that's all I need. and all I got. Oh. Still don't know how you guys do this with shirts on. That's brutal.